What's up, shit? Timmons here. Now, since Kevin James is in the new film on Amazon this week called Playdate, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite Kevin James films and TV projects. Now, I only have two TV shows on this list, and the rest are movies. I really quite like Kevin James. I think the guy's always hilarious. Obviously, he's worked with Adam Sandler so many times. He's done like really fun comedies and all. He's always really cool. So, here is my official top 10. And of course, obviously, there's the Kevin James meme, which I don't know where that meme came from. I know, what show it came from, obviously, but I don't know why people always keep posting that meme, whatever. But anyway, uh, number 10 is Kevin Can Wait. Now, this was a CBS sitcom that aired back in 2016 to 2018. I think it only lasted for 3 seasons. It's about a retired police officer who looks forward to relaxing, but his family's daily drama keeps him ruder, than ever here. Obviously, his daughter comes back to live with him. Of course, obviously with her boyfriend here. And of course, Kevin Kenway did had Aaron Haynes playing playing Kevin James' wife at one point. But then they got rid of her, and obviously you had Leah Remini coming in for season 2. That actually got a lot of controversy at the time, which I think that could have been the reason for his cancellation. But hey, I still quite like Kevin Kenway. I still thought it was really hilarious. I really thought Leah Remini coming in was pretty cool. Fun guest appearances, like you had Ray Romano popping up. You had Ralph Macchio popping up. Adam Sandler even popped up here. Bass Rudin. It was some really fun cameos here and there. The one who plays the daughter, Taylor Spretzler, she was pretty fun in this. I thought it was a pretty funny little sitcom, and it's worth a watch. I think you can find it on Tubi nowadays. Number 9 is Here Comes the Boom. Of course, this stars Kevin James as a high school biology teacher who becomes a mixed martial artist fighter to raise money to save his school's music program. And it stars, obviously, also got the likes of Salma Hayek, Henry Winkler, Joe Rogan even pops up here. I really quite enjoyed Here Comes the Boom. Love the MMA stuff scene. Kevin James was really fierce in this one as well. Like, really played the slapstick MMA fighter perfectly here. The fight scenes was pretty fun. I mean, he definitely looks like he was having some fun time in this too. So, yeah, I mean, a really fun role there. All right. Number 8 is Ron Harris' The Dilemma. This movie stars Vince Vaughn, Kevin James, Channing Tatum, about a man's loyalty is tested when he discovers his best friend's wife is having an affair. Now, of course, you do got, Winona Ryder, who plays Kevin James's wife, who's, of course, the one having the affair. Channing Tatum is the one who Winona Ryder is having an affair with. And it's a really fun little comedy. Queen Latifah is pretty good in this as well. The chemistry with Vince Vaughn, Kevin James is pretty decent. A really underrated little comedy too. I feel like no one barely talks about this film anymore, but The Dilemma is a really good one if you guys haven't seen that. All right, number 7. This one came out the same year as The Dilemma, and I know it got bashed and whatever. I don't care. I quite so hardly enjoyed it. Number 7 is Zookeeper. Zookeeper, of course, directed by the Wedding Singer director Frank Karachi, starring Kevin James as a kind-hearted zookeeper who discovers that the animals can talk here, and they try to help her win back his ex-girlfriend with some dating advice and all. And you also do got the likes of Ken Jeong popping up, Leslie Bibb, Rosario Dawson, Joe Rogan also pops up here. Fun voice talents like Adam Sandler, Nick Nolte, Sylvester Stallone, Cher's even in this. The aforementioned Bass Rudin, who was, by the way, just in the Smashing Machine. So there's that. I mean, the movie definitely has some fun heart to it. Definitely has some fun, hilarious aspects here. I you also do got the monkey from Night at the Museum is even in this, who of course is voiced by Adam Sandler. I mean, Zookeeper definitely is a really fun one in my opinion. It's not as funny as, let's say, a Doctor Dolittle or nothing like that. But I so hardly enjoyed Zookeeper, and it's such a shame hardly no one really likes it. Really, but it's not gonna be for everyone, I guess. I mean, even South Park really poked fun at Zookeeper. I'm like, come on, South Park, that's pretty harsh. Zookeeper wasn't so bad. Anyway, coming in at number 6 is I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. Now, this is, of course, the comedy starring Adam Sandler and Kevin James as these two straight firefighters who pretend to be a married couple to secure domestic partner benefits. And, of course, you got Jessica Biel, Steve Buscemi, Dan Aykroyd pops up in this, Rob Schneider in a very offensive role that probably wouldn't go well today, But I really quite like the chemistry with Adam Sandler and Kevin James. They really play off each other very well here. Kevin James has some fun aspects to his performance here, and again, it did not really get the best love at the time, but I really quite enjoy Chuck and Larry, and it's it's a pretty hilarious one in my opinion. I don't think this movie will definitely ever get made today, but all right. Coming in at number 5 is Grown Ups. I love the Grown Ups. I'm actually going to go with both movies in one. The Grown Ups movies are hilarious. Of course, we're five childhood friends reunite after their basketball coach's death. And of course, obviously they relive their, we discover the joy of adulthood and all. Obviously, it is led by Adam Sandler, the aforementioned James, Chris Rock, Rob Schneider, David Spade, and you got Kevin James who plays Eric Lamisoff, who is a fun-loving family man and Sandler's goofy best friend. A lot of people always keep saying that if Chris Farley then passed away, he actually would have played the character, which I guess I could kind of actually see it. As a matter of fact, uh, but you know what? Kevin James still plays the part very well. I mean, his character is married to Maria Bello, so doing something right there, Uh, obviously, you do got like other great cast members as well here. I mean, the scene, of course, where where he accidentally lands on the bird is a little intense. It's actually a hilarious scene, I admit. But hey, Kevin James does a really good job here too. I mean, it's a really fun film, and the sequel is just as good as well. I mean, the car wash scene with Maria Bella and Kevin James always cracks me up every time. All right, number 4, and by the way, we are supposedly getting another grown up. So number 4 is Becky. Becky was something I have never seen Kevin James ever do. This was a very different Kevin James role. Here, of course, if you guys don't know much about Becky, it's about a rebellious teen's weekend getaway with her father, played by Joe McHale, takes a violent turn when convicts invade their lake house. You got Kevin James, who plays a brutal neo-Nazi escaped convict, who is surprising in a surprising dramatic turn. James pretty much plays against type here as a menacing villain, completely shedding his comedic persona. I remember seeing him in this. I'm like, that is not the. That's literally, Paul Blart. Really? I mean, talk about a great performance here. Like, I would love to see Kevin James do more roles like this. I mean, it would be cool to see Kevin James take a page out of Adam Sandler, who, of course, obviously done drama like Uncut Gems, and really branch out into more dramatic territories. Because you know what? After seeing him in this, the guy has some dramatic chops. He definitely could show that he is not just that mall cop. And the guy definitely knows some dramatic territories here, and yeah, I do. Becky was a pretty cool one. Obviously, we end up having the sequel as well, which that time around had Sean William Scott playing the villain. But the first Becky is really cool. Fingers crossed we get a third one, but who knows? And the lead girl, by the way, Lulu Wilson, awesome character there. I mean, she definitely has like the Kevin McAllister type feel to her persona. All right, number 3 is Paul Blart Mall Cop. Now, I actually prefer the first one over the sequel. I mean, the sequel is actually not bad, but the first one's still the best. Paul Blart, of course, stars Kevin James as this more security cop who dreams of being a police officer, but obviously, but loses courage when criminals takes over the mall and stuff on Black Friday. Kevin James really plays his part well. He definitely is hilarious at times. This movie came out the same year as another cop movie, Observe and Report. So a really cool year for more cop movies that year. So All right. Number two is Hitch. Now I guess you could say this is like one of his like first major films he did really, because I think like Kings of Queens obviously came to an end at the time. Hitch of course stars Will Smith and Kevin James. Will Smith of course plays like this date doctor who helps man find love, but when like he falls for a sharp skeptical gossip columnist, his own techniques, failed miserably here. Of course, you do got Kevin James, who plays this accountant, who hires Hitch to help him, woo this glamorous Harris here. And Kevin James and Will Smith is pretty decent. I mean, before Will Smith ended up slapping Chris Rock, he ended up slapping Kevin James in this. So, what is it with him slapping actors from Grown Ups is beyond me. But I mean, still, Will Smith and Kevin James are both pretty good in this one. And if you guys don't know, they are doing a sequel, which I'm interested to see how the sequel's going to be, but who knows. All right. And my number one favorite Kevin James project, obviously, is The King of Queens. The one that really put him on the map for most people, really. Obviously, Kevin James stars in this alongside Leah Remini, the late, great Jerry Stiller. Check out the documentary about him. Give that documentary a go. It's a really good doc. Here you got Kevin James, who plays Doug Heffernan, who's a lovable but lazy delivery driver who lives in Queens, and with his sharp-tongued wife Carrie, played by Leah Remini, and her father, played by Jerry Stiller. I mean, definitely really hilarious at times. Patton Oswalt is great in this. You do got some fun guest appearances like Adam Sandler pops up, Ray Romano. Obviously, they did have a Everybody Loves Raymond and Kings of Queens crossover, so there's that. But the Kings of Queens is a pretty funny, hilarious one. Premiered from like 1998 to 2007, and I would love to see a revival one of these days, but I guess it won't be the same without Jerry Stiller though. But yeah, Kings of Queens is a really hilarious one that's well worth watching there. All right, that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Kevin Can Wait. 9, Here Comes the Boom. 8, The Dilemma. 7, The Zookeeper. 6, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. 5, Grown Ups. 4, Becky. 3, Paul Blart Mall Cop. 2, Hitch. And number 1, The Kings of Queens. Now, there are a few other ones I could have included as well. Honorable mention, a couple of animations on this list. Barnyard, Munster House, Hotel Transylvania, where he voices Frankenstein. He was in Sending Wexler. He popped up in there. Grill with Ray Romano. True Memoirs of an Irish Assassin. There's that too. Home Team was pretty terrible, actually. On the TV front, he did that TV show The Crew, which features the guy who plays Vigilante and Peacemaker, by the way. So there's that. He appeared on the Cosby series, not the Cosby Show, but Cosby's other show from from the 90s. So yeah. Anyway, and he also appeared on an episode of Living Maddie, so there's that too. Let me ask you guys, what are some of your favorite Kevin James films and TV projects? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Henry signing.